Look down at your own hands. Depending on your exact age and sex, your body is not a perfectly solid object. You are actually sitting at between 55 to 60% water. At birth, human babies are even wetter. They begin life at roughly 75% water, making them swimmingly similar to fish. This diagram shows liquid concentration inside your organs. Your brain and heart share the moisture content of a banana, filling to 75%. Lungs are more saturated at 83%, similar to an apple. Even seemingly dry bones are nearly a third liquid. Since we are built from such high volumes of fluid, we exist as open systems, walking oceans that require constant replenishment to stay in balance. If we are essentially made of water and surrounded by it, why do we constantly need to consume more of it? The answer is that we are constantly springing a leak. We continually lose water through entirely passive, unavoidable functions, like just breathing, through constant sweating and waste removal. When you add all of those passive functions together, they drain roughly 2 to 3 liters of fluid from your system every single day. If we fail to actively compensate for that massive daily loss, our body's delicate internal ecosystem is forced into a dangerous state of emergency. The moment your fluid equilibrium drops into a deficit, a highly sensitive water detector in your brain called the hypothalamus sounds the first alarm. This flowchart highlights your body's first defense. The hypothalamus releases antidiuretic hormone into the bloodstream to trigger water retention. At the kidneys, it creates aquaporins, special channels designed to force blood to absorb and trap passing fluid, returning it to circulation. If dehydration manages to bypass those defenses, the system begins to crash. You will experience notable drops in your energy and mood, along with rapidly falling blood pressure. A severely dehydrated brain actually shrinks in physical size as it struggles to accomplish its normal baseline tasks. During a severe deficit, your body cannibalizes its own efficiency and physical structure just to keep the remaining water supply balanced. Swinging that pendulum to the opposite extreme introduces a counterintuitive danger. Forcing too much water into your body in a short amount of time is equally devastating. Extreme athletes are the most common victims of this condition. They struggle to regulate extreme water loss while rapidly consuming massive amounts of fluid. Under that kind of flood, the biological reaction flips. Instead of amping up the antidiuretic hormone to retain water, an overhydrated brain slows its release or stops it entirely. This microscopic view demonstrates a cellular disaster known as hyponatremia. The excess water severely dilutes your sodium electrolytes, causing individual cells to rapidly swell. Your kidneys are quickly overwhelmed by this heavy dilution. That leads to water intoxication, severe vomiting, seizures, and potentially death. Water is the absolute essential ingredient for human life, yet it becomes a deadly poison the second your body's internal equilibrium is pushed past its processing limits. Fortunately, avoiding extreme medical emergencies is highly manageable. On a normal, day-to-day basis, maintaining a well-hydrated system is safe and straightforward. We can start by dropping the conventional wisdom that says you must drink exactly 8 glasses of water every single day. Modern scientific consensus reveals that the actual amount of water your body requires to maintain equilibrium depends heavily on your personal weight and your environment. For men, the target range is typically 2.5 to 3.7 liters and 2 to 2.7 liters for women. And that baseline adjusts depending on how active you are and your current age. Optimal hydration isn't a static, universal rule applied to everyone. It is a highly dynamic, customized formula unique to your specific physiological demands. We also have a vital loophole to cover our fluid deficit. Liquid drinking water is not the only way we compensate for our daily leak. The water trapped entirely inside our solid food makes up about 1/5 of our necessary daily intake. Certain everyday produce acts as a superhydrator. Strawberries, cucumbers, and even solid stalks of broccoli are actually over 90% water by weight. Other common beverages also replenish your fluids and count toward that total daily goal, even those containing caffeine, like a standard cup of coffee or tea. The cumulative effect of this daily cellular balance is significant. By preventing the systemic stress and blood pressure fluctuations caused by chronic dehydration, optimal hydration helps lower the long-term risk of stroke, diabetes, and certain cancers. Ultimately, Tracking your water intake is the foundational task of biological maintenance, securing the internal stability your body and brain require to function day to day.